Hi everybody and welcome back to 2BeLikeChrist. Let's talk about the danger of redefining words. So if you're a Christian, or maybe you've been around Christians, you know that Christians can have their own vernacular, kind of their own language, things that Christians say to other Christians that only Christians would understand. And I think it's probably like that in any small, intimate group. Sometimes the way that one of these tight-knit groups uses a word is slightly different than the real definition, but because there's a mutual understanding, people know what you're talking about. Words can get redefined. And I want to share an idea with you that was brought to my attention recently about the danger, potential danger, of redefining words. And the word that we're going to focus on in this video is the word study. Let's say you're a high schooler and you say to your parents, "I'm going to study because we have a chemistry test in the morning." And what a student typically means by that is, number one, either he's not at all familiar with the information that's going to be on the test, and so he needs to go read the part of the textbook that he hasn't read before, or maybe he's not as familiar as he would like to be with that information, and he needs to go refresh himself on what he doesn't know. That student, by studying, is trying to reconcile some unfamiliarity that he has with the material on the test. Even if you look up the word study in the dictionary, the definition pretty much bears out the same thing. The devotion of time and attention to acquiring knowledge on an academic subject, or a detailed investigation and analysis of a subject or situation. So you're analyzing, you're scrutinizing, you're investigating to find something new, or to affirm the truth of something. And I began to think about that and ask myself the question, is that always the way that Christians use the term Bible study? Not always, but sometimes there really isn't an aspect of remedying an unfamiliarity that we may have with the biblical text. Because the truth is, a lot of people use the term Bible study to reference them picking up their Bible and going to a text that they're already familiar with and already think they know the answer to, and reading that text and affirming what they already believe. Sometimes Bible class teachers or devotional leaders will lead a Bible study to a group of people, but rather than it being truly an analysis and investigation, a remedying of an unfamiliarity like the definition suggested that study is, instead it's just a teacher regurgitating a traditional view on something, or maybe what he already believes that the text is saying and he hasn't really put any time into studying it. And I think there's a real danger in that. There's a real danger in people only going back to texts that they think they already understand and not coming to the scriptures and searching out all of the scriptures to do that investigation and analysis, and realizing that maybe they are not as familiar as they think they are with the biblical text. And don't get me wrong, there are times when we should go back and review the things that we think that we already know. In fact, one of the books of the New Testament talks about how the writer is going to remind people of the things that they're already familiar with. But we just need to make sure that is not the entirety of our study. And there's several dangers in falling into that trap that I can think of. The first one is this. Maybe you've heard a teacher or a preacher interpret a text in a certain way, and now every time you go back to that text, you only look at it through the eyes and through the lenses of the way that that preacher or teacher presented it to you. The problem with that is that you're never doing the analysis investigation to decide whether or not his interpretation was correct or not. Another danger there is that some denominations only focus on a very narrow portion of the scriptures. Maybe it's the portion that supports the particular doctrines that their denomination believes in. Well, the problem with that approach is that if you're only ever going back to your Bible to study the things that you're familiar with, you're going to be missing a wide portion of the Bible that may reveal a lot of truths that you haven't heard taught before. So I say all that to say this. The next time you pick up your Bible, ask yourself the question, am I really here to study in the truest form of that definition? Am I open to investigation and analysis? Or am I even open to the possibility that I might learn something new or find something that I've never found before? And am I willing to be corrected or admonished if that's the case? That's a really important question, and one that every Christian needs to ask every time they pick up their Bible. Hey everybody, and thanks for watching the video. If you haven't done it already, go to our website, new website, 2BeLikeChrist.com, and check that out. Subscribe to our email list at the bottom of the home screen and stay up to date with us on writing, on videos, on everything. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and share the video. And remember to give it a thumbs up. That helps us out a lot. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.